You're still watching the Hallowed Chambers, and my guest today is a distinguished senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District. His name is Senator Smart Adeyemi. It's good to have you on the program.
It's my pleasure being here.
Let's begin with the burning issues now concerning the cash withdrawal policy and the deadline by the CBN. We have seen so much outcry from the public, and we know that this issue has come up so many times on the floor of the Senate and the House of Reps. And lawmakers are strongly kicked against and warned the CBN of this, the repercussions that this may have. But unfortunately, we see the scenarios playing out now. Are you worried? Are you concerned about the CBN's response, given the fact that the CBN governor does not even budge to the complaints of lawmakers?
Well, I want to begin that it is really inexplicable the situation we are in now in Nigeria, because this is a country that is having quite a number of professionals, highly educated people in virtually all spheres of life, including the central bank itself. They have people who have worked in and outside this country in similar positions. There are people who are highly experienced, highly educated about monetary policies and implementations of monetary policies. So one should have thought that, good as the project is, the idea behind changing the currency, one would have thought that they must have concluded their homework. They must have taken into consideration the volume of money that is required in circulation and what was expected to be removed and what was expected to be injected.
But they said there was wide consultation. So are you saying that there was no consultation at all?
Well, if you ask that question, I will tell you that don't forget that the Minister of Finance did say that she was not aware of any idea, of any plan to change currency. So it must have been within some very few, insignificantly few people who took that decision. Because when you talk about monetary policies and implementation of monetary policies, you cannot just do that without the concept and the buy-in of whoever is the Minister of Finance. So for the Minister of Finance to be courageous enough to come out to tell Nigerians that she was not aware, it's enough for us to come to a conclusion that there's more to what we have been told. And I think the whole idea is to come out with a program that will work against the election of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima of the APC. Because for me, I find it difficult how a government will want to change currency and you are not taking into consideration the challenges, the obstacles that you're going to face. Less than 60% of Nigerians own a current account or a savings account in a bank. In essence, a good percentage of the rural areas, the rural dwellers, do not even have a banking service. You know, of the 774 local government areas, I doubt if you could have up to 450 with banking facility. So all this should have been taken into consideration when this idea came up. And more importantly, at the time it came up, it's a time that we're already set for the election. And it's as if as we are moving towards the election, it's becoming tougher and tougher. The challenges are increasing by the day. So what are the implications of this? It is enough for us who are in politics to start thinking about what are the plans of those who are behind this. I think the plan is simply to discredit the candidates of the APC at all levels who are contesting election. And I think we should be courageous to say this, that the central bank governor is acting as if he's even the president. You know, Governor Emefiele is acting as if nobody is above the law. You know, public perception in a civilized nation, is as good as an act of parliament. In essence, why do we have the process of lawmaking? Why do we have the platform for public hearing? Is to get the input of the public. So public perception itself is a law in any democratic society. If a government plans to implement a program and the people say no to it, You just have to review your position.
Speaking of public perception,
Yes.
you were in Kogi State, I think yesterday, and I'm sure you interacted with some of your constituents and people in your region. Help us to feel the pulse of your people. What are they saying? How is this policy affecting them?
No, of course. Is it only those people in my state? Across the length and breadth of Nigeria, Nigerians are feeling the pains, the agony of this period. They are lamenting why we are in the state at which we are. But I think more importantly is that Nigerians are getting to understand that this problem was politically motivated. Nigerians are getting to understand that it's not the issue of APC or as a party. It's an issue of some people who probably want to derail democracy, or some people who are of the opinion that a particular candidate must be elected. Now, let me say this clear, that not even under the military government was anybody, either in military or out of military, was able to enforce certain decisions or policies on Nigerians. Nigerians will rise at the right occasion. The fact is that the unfortunate thing is that you have the CBN governor, Emefiele, who aspired to be president himself. In a civilized nation, Emefiele should have resigned by now. He should have resigned because he showed interest in partisan politics. So in essence, the governor of Central Bank should be held responsible for this problem. Because this was a man who already procured vehicles and forms to contest election. We saw his posters everywhere in Abuja. It was enough in a civilized nation for Emefiele to resign his appointment, as at the time he lost out, okay? But he was kept in the system, okay? And he was kept in the system, and when you look at all that happens along the line, you should be able to pinpoint the hands of Emefiele in the emergence of Okowa as vice presidential candidate to Atiku.
How is that?
In fact, it was alleged that the CBN governor showed interest in politics, and because he was unable to win, he was able to have his way, he brought his brother, his cousin brother, who is the person of the running mate to Atiku. Okay? So all this scenario that is playing out is a MasterCard to discredit the APC, to discredit Asiwaju and the Ashetima. But let me just say this, that Nigerians are getting to understand this game. And like I said, at our level, we must be courageous to speak to the powers that be, to speak on behalf of those who have elected us. That let nobody think you can play on the intelligence of Nigerians. Okay? Nobody can do that. But let it be known and let it be said here that this problem we are confronted with is just a master plan to discredit the APC, to discredit Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima, so that the PDP could have their way. How? Because Okowa emerged from Delta, from the same community and relation of Godwin Emefiele, who is the CBN governor. And they are seeing it that they have an effective weapon to discredit the APC for PDP to emerge. And I'm sure, except you rig this election, I've gone around more than about 14 states of the Federation, looking at Nigerians, how they are trooping out, how their enthusiasm to support the APC was obvious, okay? Until the cash crunch came up and people were feeling the pain. So let nobody think that you can manipulate Nigerians and you can win the election through the back door. That will not happen in this country, okay? It will not going to happen. Don't forget that 19 governors of the northern region, in their sense of judgment and consideration and fairness, they came to a conclusion that power should shift to the south. So the election, ab initio, should not even have somebody like Atiku in the race.
Speaking about the elections, we are just it's just 2 weeks to the presidential elections, and the security situation is also becoming an issue of concern, especially with the protests we see at the entrance of the CBN and other quarters. Do you think there is enough time to calm this situation before the presidential elections?
You see, when you are in government, there's nothing you cannot control within a week. If there's the determination to get currency to flow tomorrow, it's going to be done. Nigerians should hold the CBN governor responsible if democracy should derail and if we have an election that is not free and fair. Because we have gone round. We have seen all the nooks and corners of this country. We have seen the enthusiasm. Why? Because Asiwaju and Shetima, they are a perfect combination. Asiwaju and Shetima are a perfect combination because Asiwaju is a man with great strength of character, intelligence and vision, and a great antecedent. Asiwaju is a man of wealth creation. He creates wealth, empower people. Okay? Shetima is an expert in agroeconomics. So you can see that they can blend well. Now, the other parties, the second party, to be specific, Atiku is not a man who's committed to wealth creation. He's a man who is committed to wealth disposition, disposing of property and assets. That is the antecedent we have about Atiku. Asiwaju has raised men and women of substance, leaders. Can you compare that with Atiku? No, Atiku doesn't raise people. He raised himself and members of his family. Atiku do not believe in wealth creation. He believes in disposing wealth of the nation. So there are two different posts. For Peter Obi, unfortunately, he's not getting a strong platform to contest election. So he's not even really in contention because he may win in some part of the states of the federation, especially some few southeastern states, but he doesn't have the spread. You need to win 24% to third of the states of the federation, 25% in 24 states with majority vote.
So why are you so convinced that Peter Obi does not have that spread?
Because I have gone around this country, because I'm not just a politician, I'm still in the media, I still interact with my colleagues, I ask questions, fundamental questions to be able to have a proper analysis of situation on ground, okay? And I don't lie. If I see things, I tell you the way it is. If my party is not good enough to win, I will tell you it's not good enough. But I can tell you that the APC is still the most formidable party with honorable men and men who are contesting election. Asiwaju, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Shetima. Shetima is a man who was committed to peace and stability of the Northeast. He rebuilt over 39 churches. He sponsored Christians to Jerusalem annually. The Christians themselves told me there. Okay, he's not a man who you can accuse of being sentimental. Shetima is a God-fearing person, humility with strong intelligence. Okay, and great strength of character too. So you can look at Asiwaju and Shetima as good partners, in the task of nation building. You can't say that of the other party because we talk about your antecedent, we talk about your vision, we want to know what you have done in time past, we want to know who you are. Okay, what are the antecedents of the other people?
All right, we'll take a short breather now and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The National Assembly is a busy place. As the bastion of democracy, it is a place where bills are presented, motions debated, laws made, and the yearnings of the people are laid bare. Come with us as we take you through the workings of the National Assembly. We take you through plenary, committee meetings, and probes, all to ensure smooth working of the democratic process.
Glad to have you back. If you're just joining us, you're still watching the Hallowed Chambers, and we have been speaking with Senator Smart Adeyemi, the senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District. Thank you for staying with us on the program. So you said the motive behind this policy seems to be against your party, but we have 18 parties on the ballot. Why do you think your party is the target?
Well, I want to believe APC is the target because of all the aspirants. You look at their manifestos, you look at their standing, and you look at the political parties they represent. Now, Nigeria is such a large country. For anybody to aspire to run a presidential election, you must bear in mind that you have 36 states to cover. And these 36 states, you need to win a minimum of 24 of them with majority vote. Now, it is much easier for a political party that is in power in about 24 states of the federation to run a presidential election successfully. Because you need the support of the governors, of the local, you need all tiers of government. Now, it's only the APC that is robust enough to have this to its advantage. Okay? So you and when you look at that, you now look at the candidate contesting. Why are these candidates not strong enough to confront our candidate? Because we have a candidate or candidates that are known for wealth creation, okay, who are committed to agro-allied-based development as a sector for industrialization, for empowerment of people, for job creation, in person of Shetima, Johnny Asiwaju, who is known as a visionary in terms of leadership. Okay? You now compare which party is next. Is it a man who is creating wealth or a man who is known for liquidating wealth? Okay? So these are the issues. And because of the fact that we have men of great antecedent, we know that it's like when the elephant is moving. Okay? Everyone to stop the elephant. So the APC is the elephant in this race because of the potential, because of the spread of the APC more than any of the political parties. And when you put a policy in place that is targeted at stopping the horse that is already ahead of others, then you get to know. It's like you have a track and somebody have decided to put a bulldozer and started creating holes, potholes, just to stop the horse. That is what is happening today. And more important, like I said, that when Emefiele showed interest and he couldn't go further, in a civilized nation, he should have resigned so that it doesn't give room to suspicion of speculations. And more so that what will make a political party to ignore 5 states? What will make, have you asked the question, why is PDP not concerned about the fact that 5 states that they govern decide to pull out of their presidential candidates, and yet the party doesn't bother, and the party is still hoping to win the election? Have you thought about it? Have you thought about why Atiku have not reached agreement with Wike, with Oyo, with all those other states? It is because they hold the view that they have another card to play, which is to manipulate and to cause hardship and pains to Nigerians, to discredit the APC. Or else, which politician, a good politician, will ignore 5 states? It's because they felt that they're going to cripple the APC.
But the PDP still insists that when it's time for the election, we will see them come together, being the crisis within their party.
2 weeks to the election, when they have succeeded in crippling the APC, that's what they are calculating. But Nigerians are getting wiser. Okay? Election is not just going to be the issue of money. It's going to be who are the candidates. Okay? It's just that we still have a good percentage of people who are not properly educated to know what is going on. But what is going on today is just a deliberate attempt to discredit the APC and its candidate on one hand, because the powers that are supporting PDP, they know where that they don't have enough credibility to set their candidates.
All right, distinguished, if I could come in here, let's move along to other matters because of time. Let's speak about Senator Smart Adeyemi. You are a member of the 9th National Assembly, and we have seen you chair different committees and, bring up bills and motions. Tell us more about the impact these motions and bills have had, on the legislature and democracy at large.
Well, I think for me, I'm satisfied that I've spoken at times of challenges. Okay? Martin Luther King Jr. said, that's my favorite quote, that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands at a moment of comfort and convenience, but a time of challenge and controversy. What makes you a good politician is for you to rise above all sentiment and speak the truth. That makes you a good politician. Whether it's going to affect you or not, you rise and speak the truth. For me, I'm not in doubt that I'm not wanting. I've not done badly. That I've tried to speak at a very tough time for my nation, for the peace and stability of my nation. Number one, that's number one. Number two is the fact that I've contributed to quite a number of motions that are aimed towards ensuring peace, stability, and progress of Nigeria. I've sponsored so many bills. If you want to go to the National Assembly to do your research, you discover that I'm one of the senators with the highest number of bills in this dispensation. I think I'll be having close to 10, 15 bills passed, and majority of them are sent to by Mr. President. So for me, I'm satisfied that I have not failed as a legislator, and I don't miss sittings. Apart from attending the ECOWAS Parliament, I've never missed one day from National Assembly. I could never sleep comfortably in my house when my colleagues are sitting. I'm not a visiting senator. I am a working senator, okay? And I say this with one sense of responsibility and modesty because the records are there, okay? You see, when you decide to serve, it's between you and your God. You must do it with all sense of responsibility and dedication to work, believing that God, not just man, is watching you. God is watching you as to whether you are committed to the well-being of Nigeria. I want to see a nation where Nigeria will be well-fed, Nigeria will be at peace, there will be prosperity, there will be economic development of my nation, Nigeria will be able to stand among committee of nations. I want to see my nation as a nation that I will be proud to say I'm a Nigerian. And that can only happen when we get the proper laws in place and people are happy for it.
That is all we have time for on this episode of the Hallowed Chambers. You can watch a repeat broadcast on Sunday, 7 a.m. You can also see this episode again on TVC News YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. I am Tijesu Adeyemi. See you next time.